Today's sermon: Run your race, don't lose your place. Our scripture focus today comes from 1 Corinthians 9, verse 24 to 27. After I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified. Family, let me paint a picture. Imagine you train somebody to run a marathon. You give them the best advice: what shoes to wear, how to breathe, when to pace, and when to sprint. They cross the finish line strong, but when it's your turn to run, you're out of breath halfway through. All that knowledge you gave them never showed up in your own life. That's what Paul is warning us about. He's saying, don't just be a coach in words, be a runner in action. Because at the end of the day, God isn't impressed with how good you sound, but by how faithful you live. Today, I got 3 points I'd like to share with you. My first point is Paul reminds us that the race is real. Paul uses the imagery of a race. Back then, they had the Isthmian Games, kind of like the Olympics. Athletes trained for years just for one crown made of leaves. That crown faded in days. But Paul says we're running for an eternal crown, not clout, not lights, not approval, but the reward of hearing God say, "Well done." That's why he reminds us this isn't a game, this is real. My second point is teaching others means teaching yourself. Paul was a preacher, but he didn't put himself above the word. He said, as I teach you, I'm checking myself. Parents, you know what this feels like? You tell your kids, don't do this, stay in school, respect yourself. But if you're not modeling it, they see right through it. Leaders, bosses, even friends, you can't guide people to places you refuse to walk. Paul is saying, don't let your mouth outrun your lifestyle. Because at the finish line, God isn't judging sermons, He's judging lives. My third and final point is discipline is the key to endurance. Paul says, I discipline my body like an athlete. Discipline isn't glorious, it's daily. It's waking up early to pray when the bed feels good. It's saying no to temptation when yes feels easier. It's loving people who test your patience. Discipline is what keeps you from being disqualified. Not that God throws you away, but you don't want to miss the reward because you weren't consistent. Paul says, run in such a way as to get the prize. Not jogging, not halfway, but with focus. Family, don't just cheer for others while they run. Don't just clap for preachers, singers, leaders. Make sure you're running your own race because at the end, it won't matter how many people you taught, how many followers you had, or how well you could talk. What matters is, did you finish faithful? So the word today is simple: teach, but also live it. Preach, but also practice it. Run, but don't lose your place. Because when the race is over, I don't know about you, but I want to cross the line hearing God say, you made it. You ran well. You didn't just talk about the race, you ran the race. And to the next sermon, blessings, fam.